Hello, welcome back to another episode of 100 Southeast Asian Films in 100 Days. Today we'll be talking about these 5 films. And the first one this week is Daughters of Eve by Elwood Perez. This film has so many layers you could peel when you dissect it, and also brutally honest about the behavior of humans. On the surface, I'd say it's filthy, violent, promiscuous, and brutal, but beneath the surface, there's so much more that each point you discuss has its own intricacies. It has many layers within its layers. To me, I would say everything about this film is almost perfect. The characters had complexity, the art choice felt immersive, the writing had so much thought put into it, and the frames were not just gorgeous but tells even more than words. Everything just made sense. And for the second one this week, Death in the Land of Encantos by Lav Diaz. It's hard to begin where I would like to start with this film, because there's many terrifying ideas being explored here. So the film has a literal way of showing conversations about life, art, and existing as humans. Then there's the more expressionist way of showing pain and suffering. This film is hyper aware of what it is and what it wants to say. Mainly at being a Filipino in general, tackling and interrogating ideas as to what it means to be one. The shots are not just beautiful but eerie as well. It evokes a post-apocalyptic outcome of not just the natural disaster, but what we go through internally. It's a very long film that's intellectually stimulating. And the third one this week, Manila By Night by Ismael Bernal. So this film is basically about the people of Manila who are entangled with sex, drugs, crime, and the hedonistic lifestyle in a grimy city. The music transported me to New York because the shots, lights, and framing made it feel that way, and I loved it. The approach of this style made it so refreshing. It has its own voice. The characters here had many dynamics. I would call it a web of relationships that are intertwined with each other that has different personal traits. And it does so quite well at showing that within its runtime without losing the audience's attention. The camera movement is another thing that I love about this because it's kinetic, cohesive, and present in the moment. The whole film was an exploration of hedonism, fidelity, freedom, and much more. And the fourth one this week, Fight For Us by Lino Brocka. They say an angry Lino Brocka is the best Lino Brocka because everything that led up to the end of the film felt like something bigger was starting. This film was able to show me that there are and can be problems within problems, disagreements between unions. Brocka shows you information and chooses the perfect time to do so while making it the most impactful. The actors probably had the most detailed guide to their characters because not only the characters who are allies have good chemistry, but the ones that are enemies have good tension amongst each other. Not just that, the way he structured his narrative showed me that there are many political dynamics within the country and many people have influence over the political landscape in the country. And for the fifth film this week, After the Curfew by Usmar Ismail. Many have said this film is a crucial piece of cinema to come from Indonesia because it was set after the Dutch had recognized Indonesia's independence. The characters, mainly the protagonist, gave a good, anxious and panicky performance which I felt immersed in for the most part, but I did question some of their decisions even for the other characters which felt unnatural. For the most part, it did exceptionally well at solidifying a timeless piece of society's flaws. What I love about this film is that it humanizes the protagonist and dehumanizes the people who used him and took advantage of him. And that is this week's 5 films. If you made it this far, don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment down your thoughts. And I'll see you next week. Bye bye.